Hey guys, Coach Kyle and Brandon here today, back at you with Managing Elbow Pain Part 2. Here's the exciting thing about this. For under $40, yes, for under $40, you can fix your elbow pain. I normally don't bring things like that up, but I think it's really important to highlight two awesome products here. Acumobility Ball and Kabuki Strength Floss. I don't care what brand of floss you use. You probably already have a lacrosse ball if you don't have one of these. The important thing to note again is I've spent way more money on belts, shoes, knee sleeves. I don't own elbow sleeves, but they probably cost more than that. For literally under $40, you have two tools you can use for all kinds of other areas on your body, and it will definitely help you manage elbow pain. So first, we're going to wrap Brandon up, quick and easy. We'll only wrap one arm here to show this. If you were dealing with this pain in both sides, you could put one on each arm, or do one set and then the other set back and forth. I like to have two pairs just so I can put everything on where it's knees or elbows and get right to work. Here, I'm going to show you how to wrap this yourself too, pretty easy. Really simple though. I'm going right above the elbow crease and right below it. I personally don't care if you wrap the whole thing, but I'm trying to highlight right through bicep and tricep and right through flexor and extensor group. You don't have to crank this down super tight. I'm going to get kind of tight on him. If it's uncomfortable for you, simple. Don't go as tight. If you're going to leave it on for longer duration, go a little looser. If you're only leaving it on for one set, go a little tighter. So two key areas you're probably already going to warm up with in the gym. Squat on your squat day and bench on your bench day. Pretty self-explanatory. Brandon's going to go ahead and get underneath the bar. See, we're not doing anything special. That elbow is just flossed. Pull those hands in. Yeah, it's probably about where you'd wrap. Go ahead and give me a couple squats. I don't think I have to explain this one very much. He's got floss on the elbow. He's squatting. He's warming up his legs. The thing this is going to do if we have elbow pain is hold some compression through bicep, brachialis, tricep, flexor, and extensor group if those are part of our pain areas. Good, so now we've seen it in a squat position. The next area we're going to take it, even if it bothers you in your squat, I highly suggest you get some of this on your elbow while you press. Obviously, we're fans of the Duffin bar, not for the reason we have it on here today, it was just what was in the rack, but that can also obviously help alleviate some pain and pressure through this until you get these areas of pain addressed, and then you can get back under a straight bar. I'll wrap you again one more time. Once again, to highlight, I get the question a lot, how tight should I make it? It should be slightly uncomfortable, but you don't have to kill yourself. If it's too tight, loosen it a little bit. If you're going to keep it on for multiple sets, I suggest a little bit lighter wrap. If it's just for one set like this, I suggest a tighter wrap. And we'll go ahead and press. Nothing is going to be any different here. Once again, if this is a bench day, he's already going to press. So why not spend less amount of time doing soft tissue work and more amount of time actually doing the task at hand for the day? Yeah, just continue to press. Same thing, we're adding some pressure on here. There's some nice compression. The other thing we're doing, go ahead and rack for me, because we're getting movement in these muscle fibers, whether there's adhesions or whatever kind of dysfunction, scar tissue you want to talk about, these may not be lining up right. As we contract those muscles, yeah, you can go ahead and pull that off. As we can contract those muscles, pressing and pulling through there with compression around those muscle fibers, we're going to start to help those lengthen a little bit. Similar, if you will, to a pin and stretch for deep tissue work. Now let's get you on the Acumobility ball. Very easy to do with the floss. We're going to give you one more at the end of this that you're probably also going to be doing anyways. That could be done pre or post. We're going to have Brandon walk through this here. Let's start with the either side of the forearm. So again, we're talking extensor group and flexor group. Is on the flexor. This way for me. On the flexor group right now, we're looking right off that epicondyle or that bony spot on the elbow on both sides. Once we're here, pretty simple stuff. We're going to flex and curl the hand. We're going to open, extend the hand and the fingers. Couple reps. Because I'm not working on him, this is self-care. If he needs, he can add some extra down pressure, just pushing down on his own arm. Flip over for him and get the other side. This side. Okay. Really important because of the musculature we're working here. As noted when we talked about part 1 of elbow pain working on stretches. We have extensors that extend the hand, flexors that extend the hand. They also work on the digits. So carpi flexors and digit flexors and extensors. We don't want to waste time doing both, so we're just going to do them both at the same time. Make a fist, open, extend, curl, make a fist, making sure that we extend all the way through, open, curl. Just taking it through the biggest range of motion we can. Now, just for fun, let's work on those triceps. Because he's got big arms, for him, we're going to work in 3 spots. He's dead center in the tricep right now. Just go ahead and bicep curl and tricep extension. And he probably doesn't want me to, but once again, if we needed, we could add a little down pressure there. Gets intense real quick. A couple more curls. Yeah. And just turn for the camera slightly this way so we can show it straight on. Oh, so all we were doing is going here, here, and here, highlighting 3 different points on the tricep. And as Brandon can probably attest to, go ahead and sit up for me. We may not even know. I know we pressed heavy yesterday, so we might be a little bit sore. But a lot of times we may not even figure part of our elbow pain is coming from our tricep because our tricep feels great. Our bench is going along well, and then we get some pressure on it, working some soft tissue, and it tells you maybe everything in there is not quite as happy as you think. Let's go ahead and get onto that bicep. And this is easy. It's in your gym bag. Go right off the bench. So on bicep, we're going to work dead center, and then we're going to push over into the side and over into the side, working brachioradialis and brachialis as well. Easy stuff. We talk about it a lot with our tissue work. 3 key points, a couple reps. Could add some down pressure if we needed to. This one's usually fairly tender. So we'll go in right here, and we'll just roll him a little bit more, working that angle we talked about, a couple reps. And then we'll work the other side of this bicep. Just a slight angle, working a couple reps. That takes care of soft tissue with Acumobility ball with all the major muscle groups crossing the elbow. We also flossed it in a static position and a moving position. Let's go ahead and head over and finish up with some curls and tricep extensions. So another key area that we can use to work some soft tissue on this elbow while being flossed is under bicep curl and tricep extension. You know, Brandon's going to do a couple of these at the end of the workout. You might be as well. So if you are, a great time to add that in. Now, if we're real tight getting under bench or squat, you could actually warm up with this as a light warm-up. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Pretty self-explanatory. We have them wrapped up in the same spot. All we're going to do is take it through some repetitions. I get the question a lot, how many reps should I be doing this for? Well, if you're warming up on bench and you're doing sets of 5, wrap your elbow and do your sets of 5. If you're doing squats, wrap your elbow and squat. If I'm looking for a warm-up or some accessory work at the end, I can do what's programmed. If it's not, I'm going to stay pretty light and do sets of 12 to 15 reps just to get some extra blood flow. Some bicep curls there for me. Yeah, we don't have to watch him bicep curl. So while he's taking care of that, I'll show you a light wrap myself. This can be kind of awkward to get on yourself, but really once it's tied on, you can't really go wrong with it. So whatever I can do just to get that first set wrapped around itself, even if there's some slack left out, that's totally fine with me. If it crosses over itself, that's totally fine as well. Magic of this floss is it's pretty sticky. Once it's looped on, there's not really a right or wrong in my opinion. We just want to get it around the tissue that we're trying to affect. Get it to our desired level of tightness as we spoke of. Stick it underneath itself, and I'm good to go. Pressing, squatting, tricep extensions, bicep curls. Easy way for under $40 to manage your elbow pain part 2. Anything to add to that there, Brandon?
Two things. Another way to incorporate this is an off day kind of pump training. Another great way to
100%.
recover, yeah, in between more compound lift days or actual training days. And then lastly, me personally, felt great today. Felt like there was nothing going on with my tricep. Second we did that, though, that wasn't the case. So again, you may not even know that you need this.
A great way to find out a little bit more about your soft tissue because we're addressing everything around. And again, really, the reason I like to highlight this for all clients, you're probably already doing some of these movements. I didn't need to tell you to go spend 20, 30 minutes on a foam roller or with some special soft tissue piece of tool or whatever you're using. Easy stuff, you're already going through the movements.